here's a question for you. Is marriage overrated?
Why aren't people getting married anymore?
A new Pew Research poll found that 2 in 5 young adults think marriage is an outdated tradition.
Marriage rates are at their lowest right now.
Is marriage really even worth it?
More than half of marriages end in divorce.
If you get married, you have to be stuck with this person for the rest of your life, right? That's why you get married. So that's why it's declining. Why would you get married if you want to have just one partner when you can have multiple?
Marriage is stupid.
Welcome to the Married AF Podcast, the self-proclaimed greatest marriage and relationship podcast in the world. We are your hosts, Matthew and Monica Powers, back for another new episode of the show. How you doing, baby?
The show.
The show.
I thought that was a baseball.
It is a baseball game. Cash plays it. He's playing it this morning. It's like, Dad, I can't go yet. Had to end the inning. I'm playing the show.
Sorry, bud. Dance recitals don't wait.
No, they don't. He had to get over it. He'll survive. He can play it later. He can play it this summer. He can be his player and make it to the show, because I think that's what he's doing. He's doing the road to the show where he's a pitcher, and he's trying to make it to the big leagues. But brand new episode. I got a few things. People who divorced after less than a year of marriage, they're sharing why.
Interesting.
This ought to be a whole lot of fun. I have a social media thing I want to complain about, which will probably ruffle a lot of feathers, but I don't care. That's okay. But let's go Gen Z Bible. Just to tell me when to stop.
Stop.
We're at Acts chapter 11. Here we go. Yo, the apostles and the homies in Judah heard that even the Gentiles were getting in on God's word action. So when Peter rolled up to Jerusalem, those who were all about the old tradition started giving him major grief. They were like, yo, Peter, you were chilling with those uncircumcised dudes and grubbing with them too. But Peter was like, hold up. Let me break it down for y'all from the very beginning, step by step. He was like, I was in Joppa doing my prayer thing, and then I had this crazy vision, man. I saw this massive sheet coming down from the sky held by 4 corners, and it came right to me. And I was staring at it. I was staring at it, not starting. Come on, Powers, read. And I was staring at it, and I saw all sorts of animals, 4-legged creatures, wild beasts, creepy crawlies, the birds in the air. Then I heard this voice telling me, yo, Peter, get up and eat. But I was like, nah, Lord, I can't do that. I've never eaten anything that's not kosher or pure. But then the voice spoke again, and the sky sang, don't be calling anything impure that God has made clean. And it happened 3 times, man. And then everything got sucked back up into heaven. And right then and there, 3 dudes showed up at the house where I was chilling. The Holy Spirit straight up told me to go with them, no doubt. And to top it off, I had 6 homies rolling with me, and all went into the dude's crib. I love that one. Yo, Peter. Yo, Pete. P.O. Pete. That's where my mind goes. It's so dumb. Oh.
What you got to rant about? I don't know about this.
All right, so I saw this, and I'm not a huge social media person, but things just pop up sometimes. It's like, what are people thinking, you know? And there's these things that pop up. Men and women do it alike, and I don't know why, but it's more of a like, hey, woman, hey, sister, listen to me. We're all on the same page. How difficult things are, how hard marriage is, how tough motherhood is, how tough it is being a guy, how hard. And this one, it just bugs me. So this one says, woman, here's what women do.
It's weird. My phone's ringing and it's on Do Not Disturb.
Who is it?
I have
Should we answer it? Should we do it live
number.
on the air?
No.
That might be
would
interesting.
Be scary.
All right. So this one just says woman, changes her name, changes her home, leaves her family, moves in with you, builds a home with you, gets pregnant. The pregnancy changes her body. She gains weight, almost gives up in the labor room due to the unbearable pain of childbirth. Even the kids she delivers bear your name. Till the day she dies, she does everything, cooking, cleaning your house, taking care of your parents, bringing up your children, earning, advising you, ensuring you can be relaxed, maintaining all family relations, everything that benefits you, sometimes at the cost of her own health, hobbies, and beauty. So, who is really doing whom a favor? Dear men, appreciate the women in your lives always, because it's not easy being a woman. Being a woman is priceless. Okay. a lot of I get a lot of this stuff. Okay, yeah, all this stuff happens. All right, but you post stuff like this. Someone posts this, and other women, you know, they repost it. You know, they do that stupid thing, like they do the clapping hand thing, and like this right here and stuff like that. I'm like, you need to pump the brakes with what you're reposting. If I'm a husband and I read that, and my wife has reposted this, and I know the type of husband that I am, I know the things that I do also, I know that this is a partnership and something that we do together, I'm pissed. Because what you have done to give yourself a little pat on the back is saying, I do everything. My husband's worthless. He doesn't do anything. I did everything for him, and he doesn't appreciate me at all. And he is just being thrown under the bus. And while I don't discount that, yes, a lot of this stuff is true. And yes, there are a lot of relationships where this is the case, and that is not okay. But I believe the vast majority of relationships aren't this. It's more of a partnership.
We hope so.
We hope so. And that's the way it should be. You know, women submit to your husbands. Husbands, die for your wife, means die to all the things that you like to do on your own for your wife's sake. Submit to the Lord, or have a reverence for it. It's what the Bible teaches. It's the way it's supposed to be. And I know that it's not a level playing field. But when you post crap like this, it's not ever going to do anything good for your relationship. If anything, it's going to cause more problems, cause more issues. It's going to bring up more things that you haven't been prepared to talk about. You obviously, if you were feeling this way, you never spoke to your husband about this to begin with. And this type of stuff drives me insane. Insane. What's that look for?
I'm waiting for you to ask me, how do I feel about something like this?
And I don't want to throw women under the bus, because men will do the same type of thing. Granted, there probably aren't many more things out here.
I don't know many
like
that will post that on social media.
No, they won't. But I know they exist. And if you struggle with this stuff, man, social media is not the place to go.
No.
All right.
Jesus.
Social media is not the place to go to air your dirty laundry. All right. Stay off of social media. Get rid of the phone. Talk to someone who you're close with. Talk to your freaking husband. Have a conversation about it. But I see that type of stuff, and the people who are like, oh, this is amazing. Everyone needs to hear this. I'm like, shut up. Because this makes your husband feel like dirt. Mm-hmm. This makes your husband feel like crap. This makes your husband feel like, man, she hates me. She thinks I'm worthless. She doesn't understand anything that I do during the day. And I think it's a very selfish look. Drives me insane. You can go now.
I'm going to give you a point of view that women that share that post and whoever wrote it,
and again,
are not.
I know this happens.
Yes, it does.
However, drives me crazy. Go ahead.
But I'm going to give you the version, or I'm going to give you, I guess, my 2 cents on the opposite of those women. How it makes me feel.
Okay.
Sister, did your husband hold a gun to your head and make you go to the Social Security Board to change your last name?
No.
No.
Hopefully not. If so, I mean, that's red flag number 1. Just go ahead and call it quits.
You should have never probably.
But no.
And she complained about getting fat. Are you getting fat because of a pregnancy? Are you getting fat because of medication you're taking? Because if you don't like being fat, get off your lazy butt and do something about it. Has nothing to do with your husband, sister. Your body changes after you have children. That's not a secret, and hasn't been since the beginning of time when woman first started having children.
Also, real quick, yes, your body changes, and it may look completely different than it did before. your husband still wants you badly. Your husband still loves your body. Your husband still wants to see you naked all of the time. This is a you thing. This is, and again, this is self-esteem. Don't want to discount that at all. But if you were to ask your husband, he is still over the top in love with your body and the way that you look.
Yes, I'm not done though.
I know. I wanted to preface.
She talks about labor pain and childbirth. Are you one of those natural people that just need to, I'm a woman, I need to feel all this?
Give me the drugs.
I ain't feel nothing. Didn't want to either.
And listen, if that is
Great.
you,
Don't complain about it. I'm sorry I just raised my voice right there, but that pisses me off.
Yep.
I'm not done either. She also goes on and he goes off to work, and wasn't that part of it where he would go
he's off at work.
He's off at work. Okay. Let him go to work, because obviously you are doing nothing but sitting at home attempting to take care of kids because you've got more important things to do, like write this stupid letter to all of the friends who you think that are just like you. But in reality, he is dealing with people at work that he could probably care less about, getting cussed out left and right by his boss, probably doesn't want to be there, but he's doing all of that so you can sit on your butt and do posts like that at home.
This is true. Most men, when they're at work, would much rather be home.
Exactly. What was the other thing that she posted? I've gotten all worked up and I've lost my train of thought.
You have. She cooks, cleans, takes care of your parents, brings up your children. By the way, they're both your children.
It was 50% your fault.
Advising you, ensuring you can be relaxed, maintaining all family relations, everything that benefits you. Sometimes at the cost of our own health, hobbies, and beauty. And while yes, appreciate the women in your lives always. Absolutely, men, you need to appreciate your women always.
That's not something.
But you don't appreciate her for all of these things. You don't appreciate her for all of these reasons. You appreciate her because she's your wife.
And you are doing all of those things that you say you're doing. Just because you're doing them, doesn't mean you're doing a good job at it.
True.
She probably needs to realize if she were to go back into the real world, she would go back and take care of all of those things, cook and clean and raise his kids and take his name and take care of his parents and keep all the family things. Because she couldn't hack it in the real world. She can do all that stuff at home because she knows all these people already. I'm sorry. Things like this piss me off. I know you were irritated by it, but ignorance is not bliss. There is way too much free education out there. Go read a freaking book. I'm allergic to stupid.
Yes.
And that is just stupid.
But
I don't know who did that. I didn't know anything about that.
Nope.
But dear God, I pray that is no one I know.
I saw.
And if it is, please, for the love of God, do not tell me.
No, I don't think it was.
Not on air or wherever.
No,
I don't ever want to know those people.
I saw this just maybe like a month or so ago.
I think my blood pressure is
I'm
gone
like, you
up.
know what? We're gonna talk about this one day because it is, and my viewpoint is of the husband. He feels like garbage now. Especially
if he sees it.
If he sees that and he saw
Absolutely.
that repost, he feels like crap. He's like,
and if you don't like doing any of that, why'd you get it? Why'd you start doing all of it in the first place?
No, and it's a partnership.
Jesus.
So things like that can lead to divorce. However, that's what
I'd leave her too.
That's what we'll actually talk about today.
We're talking about divorce.
These are people who divorce after less than 1 year, and here are the reasons why.
Are these all celebrities?
No, I mean that's a lot of them. Let's see here. This is a fun one here, and then we'll kind of get to dive into some of them. In one night, my beautiful life unraveled into a real nightmare. I found a 3-pound block of dope stashed in my winter clothes. I confronted my husband, and he proceeded to confess to the following. He had been an accessory to murder. He had been running drugs for almost the entire time we'd been together, and he was cheating on me. He topped it all off by hitting me with the first and last time. You only get to do that once.
You get to do that never.
Never. You look like that.
Never.
Here's one right here.
If you ever thought about hitting me, which I know is not true.
Nope.
Even the thought of it, you better hope you think real hard that it knocks me out and kills me.
Because otherwise I'm a dead man.
You gonna die.
A dead man. All right, here's one real quick that we've kind of talked about this stuff for. Got divorced after only 1 year. Obviously, that's what the whole article's about. There were a different number of issues, but the main thing was he hadn't been honest with me about his desire to have children. I told him up front when we were dating that I did not want children, and he said he was fine with that. As soon as we got married, he started pressuring me to have a kid. I wasn't going to do that, so I called it quits. When all was said and done, I asked him why he had married me knowing he wanted children, and I did not. He said he thought I would change my mind. Now,
that's usually reversed.
it usually is reversed.
Girls always want to change the guy. Oh, if I can just be his wife, he'll change for me.
He'll change. Not going to happen.
No.
Thinking through this and being upfront and honest, this is something that should have really been laid out beforehand. About the children. And again, shame on him for thinking I could change your mind.
He's an idiot.
But I have to begin that maybe it was more on her side of not maybe being fully honest, like, I don't really want kids, instead of having that real adamant conversation. Because most men, not all, we're very upfront. Just don't beat around the bush. Give it to us like it is, especially when talking with women, the whole, I'm fine. Just tell us and we can get that and we can move on with it. I have to believe in this situation that maybe she wasn't so upfront and clear about not wanting children. What?
I'm going to let you have your opinion. Because we both did not want to have children.
We did not. I totally agree.
And we were hardcore in the first couple years. We're still not having children.
Yes, we were.
And Gigi, your mom, was very mad about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are the oldest.
Yep.
Way older than the siblings who would need to get married and have kids for them to become grandparents.
Very true.
So it'd be even longer for them to become grandparents. We were hardcore against it. We had careers. We wanted certain things in life before kids ruined it.
True.
And that's exactly how we felt. We currently have 2.
They're amazing.
And at one point we had 5.
Yes. It's a story we'll explain one day.
So I don't know what changed for us.
I think the unselfishness changed for us. We became much less selfish and realized that there's a lot more to life than just worrying about what's going to benefit me.
But if she only left because he wanted kids, I feel like that's a scapegoat.
Well, it totally is a scapegoat. Oh, it totally is a scapegoat. There's more to it. There's a whole lot more to it. Like she's saying, like the moment I found out, I called it quits. I said, nope, enough is enough. We're done. It's over. I agree. I think there's a whole lot more to it than just that.
Because if you love someone and you love them enough to get married, you're not just going to leave them because they want to have kids.
No, you're not.
Your conversations are not all about, let's have kids. your first year of marriage, you're having sex like crazy.
Hopefully that goes beyond just the first year.
We're at 16
but
years.
hopefully that goes well beyond just the first year. For all of you beyond, for ending that first year right now and going on the second, trust me, it continues. All right, you're good. But yes.
Not for everybody.
No, unfortunately not.
But they have problems that, just get in the way.
They need to work on.
We're at year 16 and going strong.
Absolutely. All right, I got two more real quick.
What you got?
We were living in a suite at his parents' basement. A state over from where my family lives, about an hour away. My parents were going away for a week, and for a few of those days, my husband was going to be in a training session for his new job. I decided I didn't want to be by myself in my in-laws, so I decided to stay at my parents' house and catch up with my friends. The first night, I invited my friend and her brother over. He arrived first. She got off work at 11, and we sat on the couch watching a show about dinosaurs.
How old was this brother?
Right? After about 45 minutes, I heard the garage door open. I knew it was my husband. Livid. He was all, aha, I knew my dad was right and you were cheating. You were a cheating floozy. What a great word, floozy. He left, did some donuts in the front lawn, and then called the police and said I was trying to kill myself. So a whole squad of cops showed up and wouldn't believe me when I said I wasn't suicidal. Although by this time I wasn't too far off. Over the next few months, he cooled down and told me to get an apartment and a dog, and he'd join me soon. I got the apartment and we went to weekly therapy sessions, after which we'd go on dates, partying tearfully and with plenty of making out. I could barely wait for him to join me in our new home. But then the last weekend of October, at a social event of the season, the Halloween Loop, I went with a different friend, her fiance, and his brother, who I never met and didn't know was coming. We ran into my husband and his friends. They were not unfriendly to me, but it was a little awkward. So at the end of the day, 5 years later, he suggested we get back together, and I laughed at him. So 5 years of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So she didn't want to stay at the in-laws' house by herself. No husband there. I get it. She's going to go stay at her parents' house, invites her friend and her friend's brother over. Brother shows up first, and they're just chilling alone on the couch watching TV.
And the garage door opens, and she knew it was her husband.
At her parents' house. Doesn't make any sense at all.
None of this story makes sense.
I want to throw up a red flag and say that she may have been up to no good.
5 years
of all of this.
There's no kids involved, and you're trying to work this out. Baby girl, stop lying to yourself.
It's ridiculous.
You hooking up with anybody that's going to give you some.
Obviously, because
you got your own apartment to do what you want to.
Because then on Halloween, she's going out with someone else, her fiance,
somebody
and
else's
his
brother.
She got a problem with brothers. All right, last one. I'm going to make you laugh real quick. Got a divorced in less than a year. Hold on, let me get back to it real quick. Because this is a doozy that you're just going to laugh. If I can find it.
Okay.
Give it to me, Jeopardy.
Are you done yet?
No,
it's been 30 seconds.
It.
You had plenty of time to write your answer down.
I did. Ken is going to kick me out. Ken's going to say, "Oops, sorry, man."
You didn't get to answer the question. You had $.
I didn't make it to Final Jeopardy. All right, I'll just go to what the title of it all said, and I agree. This is a total reason to end in divorce. She tasted strongly of semen. I, too, would be getting a divorce if my wife tasted strongly of semen. Secondly...
Wait.
Secondly...
No, before you say secondly.
All right.
First, how does he know what semen tastes like?
That's what I was going after. I don't know. I figure after a rant about social media, we might as well end this on a funny note. There's not that reason as to why. We don't know. but I have strong suspicions.
This is a clean show. I'm not going to say anything else.
Save that for the after show.
I'm going to ask you this question after, though.
Oh, please do. All right, we got to go.
I don't know if I can not laugh while you pray.
Should I just mute your mic and get you out of here? All right. We gone. God, we love you so much, even in the funny times. Listen, you present all this, and we're thankful for it. In the serious matter, just want to pray over everyone who hears this. God, let it reach the people it needs to. Let us be a light and just work through us in all we do. In Jesus' name, amen.